coaching, because you are going to be the one guiding yourself through this process. This is one of the most powerful type of coachings because you are the one in charge. Now, the tool we're going to be using, it's called the Wheel of Life. So let me tell you a little bit more about the Wheel of Life. Now, many people call it the Life Balance Wheel, and it was originally created by Paul J. Mayer in the 1960s. So this has been used for a while now. Now, originally, he wanted to use it to help people reach their goals, which is one of the outcomes and one of the side effects that happens. But throughout time, it has actually become something that helps you get clarity. What areas of your life need more of your attention for you to feel a holistic wellness? So this is very important. And I always like to say, when we work with the Wheel of Life, you always want to do it from a place of feeling empowered, knowing that you are in charge and that you can trust yourself and the whole process. One thing that I can tell you before I explain how it works is that I would recommend for you to do this exercise once or twice a year. I like to do it every January and every summer because your life is going to be changing. Your life is going to be transforming, and you want to continue to do the exercise to see that growth and always reassess what area of my life needs my energy. Remember, we are energetic beings, and whatever it is that you put your focus on, whatever it is you put your thought on, that's what you're giving your energy to. So this is going to be very important. Now, the first step to use the Wheel of Life will always be to stop, take a deep conscious breath, and become present. You cannot really access the truth of what you need if you're not fully present. So whenever it is that you're going to do this exercise, make sure that you're not going to have any distractions. That is important. Now, step number 2 is that you're going to see the Wheel of Life, which I'm about to show you, and you're going to see many different areas of your life. You're going to go through every area and you're going to give it a number. Now, it's going to be from 0 to 10. 0 means that that area of your life is in a bad place. It's the worst that maybe it has ever been. 10 means that that area of your life is in a really good place, maybe the best that it has ever been. Now, if you reach, like, let's say friendship or finances, relationships, and you're like, it's okay, maybe you want to give it a 5. So there is no wrong or right answer. The important thing is for you to be very honest with yourself and just kind of follow that gut feeling, right? Like when you see an area of your life and you feel it's an 8, trust it. It's a 1, trust it. Do not overthink it. You can actually do this process very quickly and very honestly. Now, after you have given every area of your life a number, you are going to write down the 3 areas of your life that have the lowest number. And the lowest number may be different for everybody. For some of you, it may be 0, 1, and 2. For other of you, the lowest may be a 5, or the lowest may be a 4, or the lowest may be an 8. So whatever it is, it's okay. You're not comparing yourself to others, but we need to know the 3 areas of your life that have the lowest numbers. Yes? Now, after you do that, what you're going to do is write down 3 actions that you can take even today towards those areas of your life improving. And the last step is to feel grateful, because remember, you don't have to do anything to better your life. You get to. You get to do things to better your life. And with that attitude, you're going to be more available to begin to move into action. So before we begin, I want to take a little moment to actually stop and become very centered and very present with ourselves. So I'm going to invite you to wherever you are at this moment, unless you are driving. If you're driving, don't do this. But if you're not driving, just stop, close your eyes for a moment, and take a deep, slow, conscious breath. And just simply begin to pay attention to your breath. aware of how your abdomen rises and it falls, aware of how your lungs get filled with air and you exhale. Naturally feeling present in your body, feeling that ground beneath your feet, feeling the air inside your lungs, being present. Regardless of anything that happened throughout the day, anything you may have to do after this video, just give yourself permission to be present. Take a deep breath, come back, and open your eyes. Good. Now, I want us to start with this process by looking at the different areas inside the life balance wheel. Now, we're going to see different areas and I want to explain them for a moment. First, we're going to start with living space because this is an area that many people think like, why am I focusing on that? But this has to do with everything that includes your environment. So this is the place where you spend most of your time or a lot of your time. For most of us, this has to do with our work environment and it has to do with our home environment, right? And this is important. So one of the things that I'm going to invite you to focus on is to first stop for a moment and take a moment and assess, how do I feel in my living environment? How do I feel in my work environment? It's not measured on if it's beautiful, if it's not, it's how do you feel in there? 0 means I hate it. It's the worst it has ever been. 10 means I love it. It's the best it has ever been. And then everything else in between. So take a moment and give that area of your life a number. Your environment is a reflection of your life. And it's important regardless of what it looks like. We're not going to ever judge it. It's always how does it make us feel. So write down that number. Good. Now we're going to move into your career. Let's go there. Now, your career, we're not focusing on finances here. It's just your career. This may be your job. This may be what you do in order to make a living. So this, you want to focus on how does it make you feel? Are you happy with your career? Are you happy with what you do for a living? 0 is no, I hate it. I'm unhappy with it. 10 is I love it. It's the best it has ever been. And everything in between. So go ahead and choose a number for that. Good. Now we're going to move into your romantic life. And this is important because our relationships affect everything in our life. If our relationships are not in a good place, most likely we won't feel happy to do anything else. So this is also important. Remember, your romantic life does not mean you have to be in a relationship. I'm going to say that again. Your romantic life does not mean you have to be in a relationship. Maybe this area of your life, you give it a 10 and right now you're single and you're really happy being single. Maybe you are single and you hate being single. Maybe you are in a relationship and you're so happy, or maybe you are in a relationship and you're unhappy. Maybe it's whatever and it's a 5. So just take a moment and pay attention. How do I feel about my romantic life? Do I feel it's like a 2? It's a 5? Does it feel like an 8? It's good, but maybe it needs some space. It still has some space for growth. Now, it doesn't matter what anybody else's opinion is of this area of your life. This is on how you feel, okay? So go ahead and give that a number from 0 to 10. Good. Now we're going to move into another important relationship, which is your relationship with yourself. So here I actually called it spiritual and growth. So it seems like it looks like it says spiritual growth, but I wanted to focus on your spirituality, on your growth. It can be emotional growth, personal growth, mindset growth, anything that you do for your your personal and spiritual development. You watching this video when you can be doing something else is part of you investing in your personal development. So give credit yourself for that part. So what number would you give to your personal and spiritual development? 0, very low, 10, very high, or anything in between. Go ahead and give yourself that number. Good. Now, the next area of your life is what I call fun. In order for us to thrive as energetic beings that we are, we need to tap into that energy of having fun, of joy, of the desire to create things in life. So if you are someone that works very, very hard, and you may tell me, Luciana, my career, my finances are at a 10, but I have no fun, then your life is not balanced. That may affect your emotional health. That may affect your physical health, believe it or not. So here is anything you do for fun. Do you invest in the fun that you have in life? Fun could be playing games with your family. It can be being with friends. It could be watching Netflix. I don't know. It can be cooking. It can be taking a class, playing an instrument, creating art. It could be anything. So what number do you give the fun in your life? 0 to 10. 0 being not good, 10 being ideal, and anything in between. Good. Now we're going to move to family. Now here we are focusing first on your immediate family. Your immediate family are the people that you live with. It may be your parents, it may be your siblings, or it may be your husband, your wife, your children. Now, we want to focus on how is the dynamic and the relationship with these people. Is it good? Is it like an 8, a 9, a 10? Or is it struggling a little bit and maybe it's a 0, a 2, a 3? Be very honest with yourself because this is an important part of your life, and give yourself a number there. Good. Yeah, some of them are easier than others, so just trust your gut feeling and go for it. Good. Now, the next area is going to be your health, another big one. If your body, your health, your emotions, your mind are not in a good place, it's very difficult to give your energy to anything else. So here we're not only talking about your physical health, physical, emotion, and mental health. Now, it's important to know that you may not have, for example, any illness or diagnosis of anything, but you may be tired all the time and just not feel well, and give yourself a 2. Or maybe you do have an illness or a diagnosis of something, but you feel pretty good and you may give yourself an 8. So don't ever judge it around any kind of label. How do you feel? Where is your health? Give yourself an honest number when it comes to that area. Yes, got it. Don't overthink it. Just give yourself that number. Breathe. Good. Lastly, we are going to be moving to the finances, your financial life. Now, I'm going to say the same thing. It's not about how much money you have. It's about how you feel. You may have a lot of money in your account and feel very overwhelmed and stressed. You may have just enough money to pay the bills, but you manage it really well and you feel good about it. So how do you feel with your relationship, with your finances? 0 being very low, 10 being ideal. Where do you fall with this number? Good. Now, we've given each area of our lives a number. I do want to explain to you when you print out the workbook, something that you can do that is actually super fun is that you can, with those lines, right, wherever it is that you label, let's say career, if you label it a 5, you would count from the bottom to 5 and color that in with a color pencil. And then romantic life, let's say you gave it an 8, color it from 0 to 8 with a color pencil. And you would do that with every area. And at the end, you would see what areas of your life are lower and how it would be hard for your wheel to roll and move forward if certain areas are not flowing, right? So it's very fun. You don't have to do that. If you're a visual person like me, you may want to do that, but we got the answer. So take a deep breath. And I want you to write down on your workbook, what are the 3 areas of your life that need your most love and attention at this moment? These are the 3 areas that got the lower numbers. And it can be any lower number. It can be an 8 if that's your lowest. It can be a 0 if that's your lowest. But we need to write down those 3 different areas. The top 3 areas of your life that have the smallest numbers are the areas of your life that need your most loving attention, like I was saying. If these 3 areas would improve, most likely everything else in your life would improve. It's important to get clear on the 3 actions you can start taking today to better those areas of your life. Now, I will say, if maybe you only have 2 areas that were very low, or you do have a lot of areas, but 3 feels too overwhelming to start focusing on, then just focus on 2. Never overcomplicate things, because that is the trick that our ego uses to make sure that you don't move into action. So don't overcomplicate it. Choose 3. You don't want to choose 3, choose 2. Just simple like that. Now, the first thing that we want to do before we even jump into that place of what actions am I going to take? Oh my God, I can't believe this. Because then we're going to start putting pressure on ourselves. And that's not how we create. We create from a place where we feel good. So the first thing that you're going to do when you print this page is, inside the circle, I want you to write the area of your life that you're going to be working on. You're going to get to work on, right? You don't have to, you get to do it. So let's say it's your romantic life, your health, and your finances. Good. 3 very important parts of our lives. So now what you would do is think about it and use your mind and imagine it. If your romantic life was better, if it would be ideal, you would be with that partner that you're looking for, just very happy, living your single life. What feelings would you feel? What would you feel as you move through your life? And I want you to write down the feeling. I would feel excited. I would feel happy. I would feel loved. I would feel appreciated. Just write down the feelings. Then go to number 2. If it's health, how would you feel if your health was at the best place that it has ever been? Maybe you would feel energetic. You would feel happy. You would feel excited about life. And let's say the last one is about finances. If your finances were at the place where you would want them to be, how would you feel? Maybe you would feel at peace. You would feel very safe. You would feel supported. You would feel happy. It doesn't matter if you repeat the same emotion. The goal of the exercise is to open up to feel the emotions while you're writing them. That is the truth. That is the goal. I want you to feel excited about the possibility of what you can make in your life. And I want you to write it down, because later you're going to forget it and you can come back and read it again. Yes? Now, feeling the good will not make it happen on its own. We all know, and we have to be very realistic, that for change to happen in this physical world, we need to take action. And why do I take action? Because I care. That is my mantra. I take action because I care. I care about my life. I care about the experience I'm living. I care about how I affect others. So that is the reason why I take action. So now you're going to go back to every area of your life that you chose. The example we are using is romantic relationships, health, and finances. And just write down, without overthinking it, what are 3 actions that you can start taking to better that area of your life. I want to give you an example. Maybe if you want to better your relationship, it may be to sit down and write down everything that you are giving into that relationship, because you may realize that you are judging your partner but you are the one that has been distant. You are the one that has been in a bad mood. You are the one that's not showing up for your part, right? Another thing, and you can do that today. You don't have to wait for like a week. You can do that now if you want to. Another thing that you can do is sit down with your partner and talk about things. Ask, how do you feel? What do you need? What is something that we both would be willing to do for the relationship? Another thing, it may be anything like getting couples counseling. It could be anything that you know you are ready to take action to better that area of your life. With your health, same thing. It could be as simple as drinking more water, moving my body for 10 minutes every single day, and going to therapy or working with a life coach or whatever it is, right? To help your physical and mental health. Or it may be something a little bit more complex, like, or not complex, but like joining a gym, or it could be anything. I don't know because there's so many possibilities, but you probably know. You know, there are things that you have known that you could be doing that you're not doing. This is your moment to look at them again and say, I care, I'm going to do it. Lastly, the same thing for the last area of your life. If it's your finances, it may be to educate yourself more about how to manage your money. It may be to put a goal about how much money you want to save every month. It may be about changing your career so you make more money. I mean, it could be anything. Now, the important thing is that try to make your goal, your actions, very doable. I would rather you write something as simple as drinking water than to put like, I'm going to start a 12-month program where I'm going to change my whole diet and I'm going to work out 3 hours a day. Because when you go so complex, through experience, personal and with working with others, most likely it won't happen. If you go to the point, drink more water, move my body 10 minutes every single day, and read 3 pages of a book every day for mental health, I'm pretty sure you can do it. Like, I would bet money that you can do it. So this is important. This is your action plan, and this is your commitment to yourself to show up because you care.